Hello, this is Brother Tobias, and welcome to the second episode of I'm on the Phone podcast. Let's go. Um, Previously, I had no idea what I was gonna name this, and I was asking my friends, guys. I just ran some stuff through ChatGPT because I did, in fact, have to come crawling back to the idea of pulling a slushy noobs and just like ChatGPTing it. And I was asking my friends, okay, do you guys like fuck with these at all? One of them was, oh my god, I forget what one of the names was, but I was really into one of the names. Oh, I literally have a Google Doc. I have a Google Doc for everything. Anyways, first on the chopping block was I'm on the phone, which one of my friends had the idea of. I'll get back to that in a second. The second idea was undead and unfiltered. I really fucked with that one, but my friends were like, that's kind of leaning a little bit more into millennial beige mom, not beige mom, but millennial. The type of millennials that really like Nightmare Before Christmas. My God, if you can hear the saliva in my mouth, no, you can't. But they were just like, hey, it's very millennial. They didn't say very Nightmare Before Christmas, but looking back on it, like I'm getting that vibe for sure. Let me drink some fucking water. Jesus Christ. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't go with that option. The third one, it's kind of buns, so I understand that they weren't rocking with it. It's called Morning Podcast, but like spelled Mourning, like you're in mourning, like you're grieving over somebody, which does fit the theme that I'm going for, which is going for like kind of undead. What's it called? Tombstone, gravestone, graveyard type of thing. But it's also like too, I don't know, it's too raw. I needed something a little bit more like approachable. And the fourth one was Coffin Conversations. I fuck with that one, but that shit is so millennial, so we are not going with that one. So I'm on the phone podcast. It is second episode. Oh my god, oh my god. I got a lot of good feedback from one of my friends on how to improve the following episodes. One of the first things that she said was, boy, if you don't get a better microphone. And I was like, wait, because why are you right? But it's okay, because I already been having this new microphone on the roster for a while. I recorded, I'm not sure if you guys could tell, but that audio recording for that episode was so fucking old. It was 2 months ago that I recorded that. And you can tell by the fact that I was talking about Christmas. Who gives a fuck about Christmas? Bitch, we don't. That's old fucking news. So, here we are in March. I'm planning on getting this episode released on Friday. Hopefully, hoping to God. Um, but I was thinking about, like doing uploads Fridays, like 7 p.m. every Friday. I think that's a good schedule. People are like fucking getting home from work and stuff like that. So I was like, it's probably a good time. So that's the move. But I'm on the phone podcast. That name was actually inspired by a meme that at this point where I was like discussing podcast names with my friends, we were quoting all the time. The obviously very famous meme, it goes, "Who the fuck did your hair?" What? I'm on the phone and I'm on the phone. That's literally it. And then my friend, I almost gave away her name. Holy shit. My friend was like, why don't you just call it? I'm on the phone. And I was like, wait, because why are you right? Anyways, I'm a lot more prepared. I feel a little bit more confident because of the feedback that one of my friends gave me. So, we're going to be utilizing these new things that she suggested. Anyways, let's go on to the first topic of conversation I wanted to talk about. So, I know that this is like a form of passage for every content creator that's doing any form of storytelling, but What I wanted to talk about first was my worst customer service experiences. Oh my god. It's not like, oh my god, this is like new uncharted territory. I know. Listen, I know I'm basic. Okay? But I'm gonna try to step away from the beige white mom stuff as much as I can, okay? I am not a millennial. I've been dogging on them this entire episode. Damn, I'm not giving them any breaks. Well, you know what? Who cares? Because they don't deserve it. I'm raw and unfiltered Gen Z, as you can tell. Also, because you can also probably tell because they sound like I'm 12. But who cares? Anyways, worst customer service experiences. I have to say, what's my number one worst experience? You know, let's bring it back. What was the first job that I worked at? I'm not going to disclose any names, but what's like a fun name that I can call this place? My first job. Um let's just call it shithole. Okay. First job. Let's start off with a pretty spicy one. So there's like this really weird parking lot that belongs to the shithole store. It's a retail store. We sell a lot of clothes, mainly some furniture, but mainly just like big furniture. What else? Like we sell some candy at the front, but it's not really like the main attraction. People are mainly just there for the clothes. And we also sell like electronics a little bit. We sell makeup. So it has a little bit of everything sprinkled in there. It's one of those big retail stores. But it's the ones that, let's just say, Mexican moms love, you know? I think that would be like a pretty good, give you a good grasp on the situation of about what I'm talking about. Anyways, already off the rip, this is like actual retail hell. This is retail hell. That's a really good episode name, but that's probably an episode name that's been utilized for a bunch of other podcasts, so I'm not going to use that for this episode. But because a lot of people, since they're getting such good deals, they're gonna be like, you know what? Let me act like an actual fucking fool with these unpaid, like underpaid employees. I was fresh out of high school, bro. That way, I was like, fuck, like what? Like 3 or 4 months out of high school. I was in college. I was in community college. This was insane. People were acting a fool. They were like, hey, they were acting the same way that privileged upper class people would act, if that makes sense, which is so ironic because you're literally getting dirt cheap deals, you know? So like what's, oh, suddenly you come into this store, you feel like you're king and then you act like you're king. Okay, you're nothing but a jester. Get the fuck out of my face. Like I will pull out my pink glittery girl gun from under this fucking counter if you give me sass one more time, Rebecca. Like these shoes are $8.79. I'm not gonna give you a deal on this. Hello, leave me the hell alone. I'm fucking 18, you know? But a situation that happened once was I was working next to this girl under this long counter. There's 8 or 9 cashiers behind these counters, and then people can just file into whichever free one there is. And tell me why this guy was fucking complaining about this parking lot, this weird parking lot I was talking about. And he was like, I hate the way that the parking lot is formatted. Whoever came up with the format, he needs to get shot. And I was like, whoa. I wasn't even the person dealing with this fucking guy. She said nothing to this guy. She was right next to me. She said nothing. She just kept scanning his shit. She was scanning his shit. Meanwhile, I was losing mine. He was like, the person who thought about this format needs to get shot. And I was like, whoa, like, right now? Or like, what? Like, let's maybe take it down a notch. You know? This place is literally a shithole. Like, that's the name of the store. You know, like, we're not here to give you quality, okay? That's like the parking lot included, so I don't know where the fuck this attitude is coming from. But when he said that, and he was a white man, He was a redneck white man and he was fucking 6 feet tall, probably taller. That actually freaked me out. Like that like jolted a little bit. I was like helping out a customer like in my section, and I was like, whoa, let's slow down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people always say just like the most raw shit you've ever heard without consequence. Or like if a toddler was unsupervised from their mother, was like fucking on the other side of the mall from their mother, and they went to the mall together, fucking ran away from their mom, got lost. The mom is hurriedly, frantically trying to look for them, and then this kid is just running around saying the craziest shit to strangers. Because you know how toddlers, like, when they don't understand something, they just, like, say the most craziest shit about it. Like, for example, this is real talk, okay? Like, a fucking toddler sees, like, a person that has, like, an eye patch or something, and they're like, why the fuck is there a pirate up in this hoe? That's insane! Sit down! Now! Where's your mom? These are literally these customers. Where is your mom? Okay, but here's my question. Would you want to shoot down the person that made this parking lot right in front of your mother? Probably, because she's probably also a redneck. Moving on, though. What's another weird customer experience that I had? There was this one time this woman tried to return a half-eaten bag of candy, chocolate candy. She walked up to the register. She's like, I don't really like these. Can you, like, return these? And it's always the weirdest, like, encounters that have happened in this store called Shithole next to me. I was not handling this woman. I was not handling her, like, weird return, and I wasn't handling the weird redneck guy, right? She was literally just like, I think it was the same poor girl that helped the last guy was helping this woman. She was like, can I return this? I don't really like it. And she was like, no, because you fucking ate half of it. What are you doing? No, you're keeping that. You're welcome. End of transaction. And this woman got so tight. She was like, what? But I thought you can, like, return anything here. And she was like, no, I'm so sorry, but we do not accept returns on food. We don't accept returns on, like, worn undergarments, like, obviously. And she was like, what? But you should have clarified that earlier. And I was like, I was listening to this bitch. I don't think I was helping out a customer, so I was fully tuned in, just fucking eavesdropping. She was like, what? If I didn't know that I could return this earlier, I wouldn't have bought it. And I was like, oh, brother, this guy fucking stinks. And in what multiverse, in what Marvel Cinematic multiverse would you be able to get a return on something like that? Do you walk into a Target, get a Kit Kat, eat half of it, and then try to return it immediately after? Or do you think that Target is, like, too classy for that, and the place called Shithole, which makes sense, is not classy enough to put up barriers like that? You know, that's my fucking question. Anyways, this got so bad that one of our higher ups, she was, like, below the ranking of a manager, so it wasn't like, it was not that serious. But she was fucking she was haggling this woman, this higher up, and she was like, if I would have known I could return these, I wouldn't have bought it. And she was like, okay, I don't want to fucking deal with you right now, so we can just go ahead and make the return. That's what they did, genuinely. They were like, okay, we'll make a return, because she did not want to have to deal with this woman that had nothing better to do, which makes sense. And it sucks because it's so clear that this woman had truly had nothing better to do, because she looked like she was, like, fucking 50 or 60, and she was lonely, and she was probably like, you know what, let me get my taste for excitement today, because, you know, my kids never visit me, I never see my grandkids, my husband passed away 5 years ago from old age, from stroke. Let me go ahead and, like, ruin some 17-year-old girl's day. Because the cashier that she was harassing was literally in high school. Like, she was She looked like she was 16 or 17 straight up. So that was another fun situation that happened at Shithole. Another fun situation that happened at Shithole was a woman tried to buy some hangers, and I really hated the communication at this place because every single manager, whenever I would ask them a question, they would all give me different answers because they hate me and because I don't like they just fucking hate me. That's why I don't know. But that's like one of the reasons why I quit from that place. Hooray, because they were just not communicating with each other. They were just like, you know what? Because I'm on a power trip, and because you got an answer, a different answer from a different manager, let me go ahead and give you a separate answer from that, so I can make you even more confused. You know, isn't that fun? But anyways, I got the flack for it this time because it really bit me back on the ass. Because this woman was trying to buy some hangers. She was like, "Can I buy these hangers?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry." She was like, "Can I buy these hangers?" I was like, "No, I'm sorry." "Can I buy these hangers?" I was like, "No, I'm sorry. They belong to the store." And I actually got so confused that she wanted them this badly because I was like, why is she asking like 3 different times? I turn around. One of my managers is there. And she's been nodding to this woman this whole time. And I was like, boy, no way, boy. You're making me look like an actual fucking fool. You don't think you could have pulled me aside for a second and told me, yeah, they can actually buy the hangers. Instead, you just had to fucking jaw open, drool coming out, eyes looking in different directions, being like, oh, yeah, you can buy the hangers. Man, why don't you all give me the same answer? First of all, aren't managers supposed to be like people that you rely on or what? Anyways, I turned around to this woman and I was like, oh, sorry, I guess you can't buy the hangers. And then she proceeded to be like, what's your fucking problem? And I was like, well, fun fact, I actually have a gun under this counter. Yeah, so that's how I felt, but unfortunately, that's not what truly happened. What truly happened is I cried, I ran away, and I wanted to kill myself. So, and then I asked the manager that handled the situation after that. He handled the woman. He was like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here." And then she got the fuck out of there. And then I asked him afterward. I was like, "Why the fuck do every single one of you managers keep giving me different answers on how to approach different situations or how to do different protocols?" And he was like, well, sorry about that. If you have any questions, you can just ask me specifically. And I was like, oh my god. Are we serious? Are we truly? Genuinely? Sincerely? Because first of all, not only are there situations where he's not even on staff and I wouldn't be able to ask him that question, but second of all, how can I even take your word for it? Because any one of the managers can say the exact same thing. And then I would still be confused. So, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks after that incident. But then, yeah, that's when I quit. Do I miss Shithole? No. Never going back. Hopefully never gonna go back to retail. I keep getting these comments from people being like, you should never work in fast food. You should never work in retail. Damn. Don't listen to anybody that tells you shouldn't work in fast food. I don't care. I don't care if people are like, oh yeah, I've gotten really bad customer experiences. I've gotten so many bad customer experiences at Shithole, a retail store, than I have at my current... I don't work at fast food, but I work in the food industry. Okay, so I mean, that probably means that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But from my experience at least, don't work at retail. Definitely don't work at retail where the prices are cheap. If you can avoid it. Please. For the love of God. For the love of God. For the love of God. Help me. Because it's not worth it. You're gonna get people that are experiencing the throne for the first time of like being able to buy more than 2 or 3 things. Because those people are lower class. They're gonna buy 10 things and they're gonna feel like they're God. They're gonna feel like they're Jesus walking on water. And I'm not talking about the fucking $2 waters next to the register that you can buy while in the queuing line. Like they're gonna feel like they're God. They're gonna treat you like shit. Okay. So this is a word of advice from Tobias. That's so close to having a ring to it, to rolling off the tongue, but not quite. I'll workshop that later, but take my advice. Don't work in retail, please. Save yourself. Save yourself. Anyways, what is another topic of, oh my god, I can't talk. Another topic of conversation I wanted to bring up. I have some other really bad customer service experiences, but I don't know. They're either not interesting enough or are just too much. Like too real, you know what I'm saying? Like I had one that was very racist, but we're trying to keep it fun, we're trying to keep it friendly, so let's keep those vibes, shall we? Anyways. You know what? On the topic of customer service experiences, this wasn't really a bad one so much as it was like a really weird, awkward one. But there are these middle school bullies that I hate. Let's call them okay. Oh my god, wait, give me a second. I think, is my dog crying? No, he's not. Okay. Let's call them, oh my god, yeah, he is. Give me a second. Hey divas, I'm back. Okay, so moving on. So this was just kind of an awkward situation that happened at the job that I currently work at. I work as a register girl at what description should I give this job that it won't immediately give away where I work? I work at also one that's not freaky, because the first thing that's coming to mind is a sex toy shop, but I did not work there and I don't want to give an impression that I did, that I ever have. Okay. What's a really weird thing that could be sold? A pen shop. A shop that sells pens. Right. That is exactly the place that I work at. Okay. So I work at a shop that sells pens specifically. I'm not talking staplers. I'm not talking paper. I'm not talking a Staples or a Office Depot. I'm talking about just a pen shop, and it's called The Pen Shop. And I'm not talking about Jules or what's it fucking called? Elf bars either. Just like writing pens. That's it. Anyways, I was at this place. It's a very popular place, especially on the weekend. People are just filing in all the time from open to, like, I would say like 3 or 4 hours after we open. Not so much when we close, but during this spike in the day, tell me why these same middle school bullies that I just mentioned before, the ones that I fucking hate, and they're the type of middle school bullies who are compensating for something, who are, how do I say this, in denial. Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay. How do I say this? In the closet. How do I say this? Their gun is pink. Their favorite cereal is Fruit Loops. They like fruit roll-ups. What's another analogy for this? They like all things fruit. You know, they're part of the LGBTQ plus community, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, what they would do in middle school all the time is they would smack each other's butts. They would moan in each other's ears for some fucking reason. They're the type of guys who would jump up to try to hit the frame of the door every time we would be like in a single file line going from classroom to classroom for like some reason during our class time. And there was this one point at one point a guy like hit his jewel in the middle of class, but I won't get into that. Long story short, though, they would act gay as fuck around each other. They would call each other daddy and like other weird fucking stuff. And then they would turn around and have the audacity to be homophobic. Like, let's be for real, guys. Look inward. Have you tried looking in a mirror? Have you ever tried coming to terms with yourself? Regardless, two of these fucking guys, I was going to give them fun names, but I won't because I don't want to. But tell me why I'm serving like 3 customers, right? I look up for a second, and I see them, and then like my heart drops, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Where are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are these 2 gay ass guys? Why is this couple just in the line right now? What are you doing here? And I want to make it clear, I'm not homophobic. That probably what it sounded like. No, not at all. And it probably sound even when we're saying that I am, how do you say, I've dipped my toes in the waters, and I'm, you know, I'll do a sexuality reveal on a later date. But, you know, I rock with the community, if you know what I'm saying. And not just with, you know, I'm in very close proximity with that community, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways. But I see them, going back to what's going on, I see them and I'm like, shit, like, I don't even know what to do. I just have to let it happen. I have to help them out. And there's nothing more humiliating, I would imagine, than to be the register girl and have to put up a nice face to 2 people that you hate. Especially if they bullied you in middle school. Because they also went to the same high school I went to. Kind of. So, it was a double whammy. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to see these guys again. How fun. Hope they're not gonna be touching and groping each other's butts in line how they would, like, just like how they would in middle school. Otherwise, this is gonna be so fun. Hooray! 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 I love working in customer service. No, I really do. But it's moments like these where I'm like, damn, these are the downsides. Crazy. Anyways, I eventually get to them, and then I don't know why, but like one of them like gives me like a fucking light skin stare, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's trying to act all suave, and I'm like, hey, let's maybe sit down. Let's maybe take a step back, reevaluate. You are part of the LGBT, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being who you are. Be who you are for your pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I would sing that to you any day of the week if it means that you would come to terms with who you are. Be who you are for your pride. So, I was just kind of weirded out. I was like, what are you doing? What is this nonsense? Because the last time I saw him in high school, he was not acting this crazy. I was like, hey, I don't know what you're trying to do, but stop putting up this front that you're trying to be nonchalant, suave, okay? No, okay? So, he's like, hey, can I get one? I was about to give away the location for a second because I almost like actually said an item that we had. But for the sake of this pen store analogy, he was like, can I get one pen? I was like, can you stop talking like that? That's my request. Can I put one in even though I'm the register girl? My request is you stop fucking acting weird. But we can't all get what we want, now can we? But, I'm like, yeah. You can get a pen, and then I write it down as an order. 1 pen. And then I give it to the people in the back. They go ahead and work on his transaction. And then his little gay friend comes after him, and he's like, hey, what's up? Can I... Like, it was like so frat boy, but in like with a I don't know how to describe it, but it was weird. It was just frat boy, except they're not white. They're Filipino. But it was still very frat boy, and I was like, "Hey, stop talking like that. Why are you trying to act suave?" But yeah, basically this guy was doing the same thing. He was like, "Can I get one pen, please?" And I was like, "Can you step the fuck back, please?" Um, they were really just getting on my last nerve. Like, I'm in retail. I said it once and I'll say it again. I have a gun under this table. I'm not afraid to use it, except for the part that I don't have a gun at all, you know? But I, what I'm supposed to do when I'm doing transactions like that is I'm supposed to write down the name of the customer so I can give it to the people in the back so they can, like, call out the name for when it's ready. Because, yes, we do manufacture the pens in warehouse. Correct. We don't have them immediately on display. They must be manufactured. Absolutely. Of course, this is not the truth. I'm just trying not to give away the place that I currently work at. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm like, yeah, one pen for blah, blah, blah. And it was so embarrassing because I forgot what the second guy's name was. So I genuinely had to ask for his name. What's your name? I guess I'm gonna have to think of a name for them anyway, even though I didn't want to. Let's think. 10 cans of Bounce That Ass. That's my name. And then I wrote it down. I was like, okay, 10 cans of Bounce That Ass. And then I was like, fuck, this is the same 10 cans of Bounce That Ass from middle school. That's great. Anyways, take a step to the side so I can help the next customer. And the first guy that I was helping out, the first guy that was acting like a weird, like, to give me the weird light skin stare, I didn't even have to ask for his name because he was quite frankly a very infamous individual in middle school. So I was like, no introduction required. I know that you're a piece of shit, so I'll write down your name, piece of shit. And it was so embarrassing because when the people in the back had to call out his name, like they were like, piece of shit, and he was like, huh. He was probably like, huh, she remembers my name. She didn't even have to ask for it. Yeah, no shit. Because you were an asshole to me in middle school. That's why. Anyways. Embarrassing retail / other job experiences aside, I just want to take this moment to ask you guys, please don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. No, but seriously, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below because I think it would be pretty cool if you guys can ask me some questions about myself that I can answer in future episodes. They can be as crazy as you want them to. I don't know, like, what color is the inside? Except I won't answer that question. I'm just gonna be like, what the fuck? Fucking Gojo's asshole just asked me what color is the inside. Of course, I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm gonna humiliate you is what I'm saying if you ask me that type of question. But seriously, if you want to ask like what my favorite color is, I mean that's kind of boring. I can't think of a good example. But if you want to ask me something, anything, I'll be like, okay, yeah. Question from my left butt cheek. What was a pet that you had? And then I'll be happy to answer that question for sure. And in the future, it was kind of an idea that I had to also collect like embarrassing stories from you guys in the comments or something like that, and then I can like read them out loud here. That was actually something I did chat GPT as well, like to try to think of a title for it, but I couldn't think of anything, so I had to cook something up in the old noggin again, because I was like, okay, fuck it. I guess this podcast is not destined to be affiliated with AI in general, which is good, honestly, because there's nothing better than a homegrown, cooked title straight from the brain. So, what I was thinking about calling it was stories I'm taking to the grave. Fire! Yes! Round of applause for me. I deserve it. But if you guys also have any embarrassing stories that you want to give away, think it's a fucking Xbox or something. If you have any embarrassing stories you want to say, I'll be happy to read it, and I'll humiliate you even more. But this time, I will keep your identity anonymous. I won't say your username out of respect. So feel free. Anyways, another topic I wanted to talk about was some celebrity slash character crushes I have. Yes! Oh my god, who came up with this? Yes! Probably clear that I'm reading off from a list of bullet points about what I want to talk about, but who cares? My friend suggested that I keep that a secret, but it's too late because I literally admitted what else is on the list about things to talk about, so it's too late to back out now. Anyway, celebrity slash character crushes. Fire! Of course, I can talk about this all day, but I'm gonna try to keep this short, okay? Let's talk about my first ever crush to exist. Back when I was freshly baked, freshly pooped out from the womb, obviously kids don't really have a grasp at the understanding of crushes, or like that they are. This was one of those situations. I was like I was between the ages of 5 to 7, but there's this really cool movie called Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm not sure if you guys know about it. You guys can probably tell where I'm going with this. Yeah, I had a crush on the girl with the red dress. On the woman with the red dress. Yeah. Yeah, I needed her. Yeah, what about it? What about it? But at the time, I didn't know that I had a crush. I didn't know what a crush was, obviously. I just knew that whenever I saw her on screen, being all sultry or whatever, with her gorgeous elegance as she walked around screen with her purple gloves, I'd be like, wow, my heart is beating a little fast and I don't know why, but she's very pretty. And it's so funny because I just realized this is probably a sexuality giveaway, isn't it? Who cares? It's 2025. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, looking back on it, I think it's so funny how this didn't like sound off any alarms for my parents, because I would literally fall to my knees, grovel and sob, open mouth, ugly cry anytime that there was like any situation that I wouldn't be able to watch the movie. I forgot if we would watch it on a DVD or what. Like, I actually thinking back on it, how did I first watch the movie? I forgot. I was gonna say on Disney Plus, but fuck, bro. I was like, how old? What year was it when I was fucking 7 at most? Hold on. It was 2012. Disney Plus did not exist in 2012. So I genuinely don't know where my parents found that DVD, but I think it was it a VHS? I don't know. The movie wasn't even that old, so I don't even know why I'm saying that. But they weren't suspicious at all at the fact that I would like be so fucking sad every time I wouldn't see the movie. And not to mention, while I would be crying to my parents about this, I'd be like, I want to see the woman in the red dress. Hello? You know that same song I was singing earlier about the middle school bullies? You know what my parents should have responded? They should have been like, be who you are for your pride. Because what are you talking about? If you don't sit your ass down and go play with Legos or something, she's too seductive for you. You're fucking 6. Hello? Anyways, obviously kids don't have a grasp at like weird stuff like that. All I knew is that I was really, really drawn to her. Like, I would replay the scene where she would step out of the stage singing that one song. By the way, you know what's more embarrassing? The fact that I know the lyrics to that song to heart. I could sing it here, but I don't want to because I have pride. and I don't want to hurt that, you know? So, but she would be singing that song. What's it called? I forget. I just know it was a song about the Great Depression, but she would be singing it so sexually, and I would rewind that like 30 times every time I would watch the movie. Damn. Also, not to mention, like, I would just like look at her every time and be like, wow, is she so pretty? Like, I probably said that shit out loud too while watching the movie. Fuck. And then my parents were like, you know what? Yeah. Our girl is heterosexual. Yeah. She is following the sexuality heterosexual norm. She's doing that. She ate that. Yes. She's straight. Yes. No. Put it down. It's okay. I have a little bit of fruit to me. I have a lot of bit of fruit to me, and that's okay. Cause I shit you not. I told my parents in an awkward dinner conversation. I was like, hey, I think I like more than just boys. And they were like, oh, you're lying. What are you talking about? Oh my god, that's so crazy. We accept you or whatever, but like, that's insane. Like, come on, let's maybe get a grip. Anyways, another character that I was attracted to was Jade West from Victorious. And she's actually one of the very few fictional characters that I had a crush on that did not follow the same pattern of being a girl with red hair, because I have a really weird history with fictional characters with red hair. Suspiciously enough, I think it was just straight up like a psychological thing. Some like a switch was flipped in my brain. Ever since I first saw Jessica Rabbit, my brain was like, you know what? We're gonna try to like find other fictional girl characters that are redheads, and you're gonna be attracted to them. Like at least to a majority of them, okay? And I was like, yes. I was like mindlessly nodding my head. I was like, okay, whatever you say. But Jade West, as you can tell, she's not a redhead. So she broke that stereotype. I just thought she was fine because she was emo and because she was mean. So that probably tells you a little bit about myself. Let's not talk about that, though. Let's not talk about that because this is not a therapy session. Another character that I was attracted to. This is in no like order from like what age I was. This is just me saying it off the top, off the dome. But it was Wendy from Gravity Falls. Do you see something like, I don't know, do you happen to see a pattern with the fictional girl characters? I don't know. Obviously, the fact that they're redhead except for Jade West. I don't know, maybe having to do with the fact that they take charge, that they're self-assured, that they mean business. I don't know. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about another fictional girl crush that I had. I'm actually kind of struggling here. What's another redhead? Oh, Lola from Shark Tales. Okay, so this is probably gonna sound a little bit weird to you guys. Yes, I wanted a fish. Did you like that little pause I did? I was just letting that sink in for you guys. Yes, I wanted a fish. Yes, you should shut up. Yes, I was a weird kid. But most importantly, be who you are. Okay, but seriously, yeah, I did want her for real. It was like a flashbang when I saw her for the first time. I think you're able to hear the spit in my mouth, and that's kind of nasty. So let me take a break and drink some water. If you're able to repeatedly hear the sounds of water bottles being rustled around, that's because I'm nasty and dirty and have 2 bottles of water on my desk. Ew! Clean your room. I know. Shut up. That is because I'm getting a little nervous and my mouth is drying up a little bit and you can hear the saliva in my mouth anyways. Yes, I wanted a fish. Okay? Fuck. Like, God forbid, like, I'm just a fucking girl. You know? Like, I don't know what you want from me. But it was like a flashbang, as I was saying. When I first saw her, I was like, this is literally just a crab, but if she was a fish, of course I want this bitch. Come on, let's be real with ourselves. Be who you are for your pride, as I said a million times. But that was my reaction when I saw her. I was like, okay, damn. Another bad bitch to add to the roster. And what's another common trait that she has with the rest? She's self-assured, she's strong, she's powerful. She can, I don't mean this in a weird way, dominate her opponents. Anyways, let's move on to another fictional girl character that I wanted so badly. Yes, the redhead girl from Flushed Away, okay? This is the part where you still shut up and you hear me out. Honestly, this isn't the craziest hear me out to be heard of this century, because there are people on TikTok that said hear me out on the number 8. On the concept of time. So I think I should be given a little bit of leeway, you know? Don't you think? Anyways, again, I saw her standing next to that Tom Holland rat, and I was like, you know what? Let me add both of them to the car. I want both of them. Listen, I know it's weird, but we're gonna listen. I don't know why I wanted the rats from Flushed Away either. I don't know. All I know is right now I don't. But as a kid, I was like, hey, I have a crush on both of them. Now what? Now what, huh? Now what? Now I don't know what to think. But that's all I know, is that I wanted the Tom Holland rat and the baddie redhead. Yes, she's self-assured. Yes, she's confident. Yes, she dominates the competition. But that's not the point. The point is that you should leave me alone, because I'm just a girl. But what's another redhead baddie? I'm trying to think. Honestly, is it just the 4? I could have sworn that there was at least one more. Oh, yeah! Oh my god. This is such a good one. Wanda Maximoff from the MCU. All I want to know is, what does Vision have that I don't? If you don't know Wanda Maximoff, she is the bad bitch from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She was introduced along with her brother Pietro in the Marvel movie Marvel Age of Ultron. She is the witch with the red hair. And she has like the ability to she has telekinetic powers, but also has the ability to get into people's heads. She's very freaky. She's very scary. Her brother Pietro, actually this is a good example of me wanting 2 characters from the same piece of media. I wanted her and her brother. And I'm not talking, like, I could take both of them, and I'm not talking about in a fight. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I take back what I said, because we have to keep track of this digital footprint. We have to be careful. We're treading dangerous territory. Let me drink some water again. Anyways, I wanted her and her brother, because her brother was the fast one as well. And I was like, wow, they're both the most attractive celebrities I've ever seen. Anyways, that aside, yeah, she's still bad as fuck to this day. She's very self-assured again. And very strong, very confident, dominates her opponents, but that's not the point. She's also said to be one of the strongest superheroes in the MCU. I'm talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not talking about comic books. Her spot of being one of the strongest could very well not be the case in comic books. Okay? God, fuck. Before any of you guys come for me. But, there was another character that just slipped into mind. Oh! Beverly Marsh. And the actress Sophia Lillis as well are both bad as fuck. And I also want to take this time to state, not only going back to Wanda Maximoff, not only is Wanda Maximoff bad, but so is Elizabeth Olsen. And I can take her in a fight as well. Not take her in a fight. I can take her in more than just a fight as well. Let's not talk about that though. Beverly Marsh. She was actually one of the more cataclysmic events in my life that made me realize, hey, I think there's more to life than solely guys, if you know what I'm saying. Because I remember being 12 years old and I was like, wow. I was saying wow in those theaters when watching the movie It. You know, with the one with the fucking clown, with Pennywise. With all the Losers Club. My ass was not looking at any of those other boys in the Losers Club. I don't give a fuck about Bill. I don't give a fuck about... Oh my god, I forgot their names. Listen, the movie came out when I was 12. Okay? Long story short, I did not care about those guys. I was zoning in on Beverly Marsh. Me and Bill were the same person, bro. Cause tell me why at the same time he would be looking at her being like, wow, she's so pretty. I would be saying the same thing in the movie theater seats. I was watching the movie next to my dad, by the way. And in my head, I would be like, wow, she's the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Because it's true. Jesus Christ. And guess what? She's a redhead. She is self-assured. She's strong. She's independent. She's powerful. And I was like, I need her now. Right now. And sure, Sophia Lillis, her actress, the actress for Beverly Marsh, is a brunette. Who cares? Close enough. I still have a crush on her. Who fucking cares? Beautiful. Beautiful woman. What can I say? Anyways. Damn. This episode is long as fuck. I'm contemplating if I should still keep going. Or if I should stop it now. Because I still have... the guy characters that I have crushes on to get to. Okay, you know what? Let's just speed run. Let's just fly through them real quick. Okay, first one. I would have to say the first one was Dipper from Gravity Falls. Yes, I wanted Wendy and I wanted Dipper. I have a very interesting pattern because the fictional girl characters that I'm really attracted to are obviously majority redhead, very strong, independent. We've gone over this. Keep up. Stay with me. Are you with me? Stay. Well, stay with me is what I'm saying. And then the guy characters are the most nerdiest losers you've ever seen in your life. Most of the time they were brunettes. But yeah, they were nerdy. What can I say? Anyways, I wanted Dipper from Gravity Falls. Nerdy, brunette. Hit all the marks. Who else? Yes, the rap from Flashed? Like he's getting flashed? No, the rap from Flushed Away. The Tom Holland one, yeah. Another one. Trying to think. This isn't from a show. But Harvey from Stardew Valley. He is so, yeah. He reminds me of my boyfriend. Because you know what? A lot of the criteria of being nerdy and having dark hair / brunette, it's literally my boyfriend. So, yes, I did. The crushes that I had on guy characters have affected how I am attracted to people in real life, because as soon as my boyfriend told me that he was nerdy and into video games, it was a wrap. I was like, okay, so you're mine. Is what I'm saying. Like, you're mine. Like, I don't know how else to tell you. Yes, I am the man in the relationship. Yes, I'm the one that wore the pants. Yes, I was the one that got on one knee immediately after he told me that he liked video games. And I was like, okay, so are we gonna get together or what? Anyways. I wanted the guy from Flushed Away. I wanted the guy from What did I just say? Completely forgot. I wanted Tom Holland Spider-Man. I was actually so I was so invested in Tom Holland Spider-Man when I was like 12, 13 as well. So it was a very confusing time for me when I was 12. I was like, okay, I want Beverly Marsh, but I also want Spider-Man. My boyfriend is currently DMing me on Discord, but we're gonna get to him in a minute. Damn. He needs to sit down. My god, he just told me he awoke from a food coma. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna ask him that in a second. But moving on to guy characters. Harvey, I was just talking about him. Dude, Harvey paints figurines of planes. Do you want to know the first figurine my boyfriend has ever painted? To my knowledge, that he showed me the first time was a plane. I was like, okay, so you're my boyfriend, so we're gonna get married in Stardew Valley. Anyways, I wanted him. I wanted Tom Holland Spider-Man. This is a little bit of a left field one because this is not. We're delving into live action, is what I'm saying. We already did with Sophia Lillis and Elizabeth Olsen, but who cares? He's kind of out of the pattern, but he's also not really. But Dev Patel, the actor, because my friend, she introduced me and our shared friend group to the movie Monkey Man. And I was halfway through the movie, he started showing his true colors about being a mama's boy and about being a really caring person and about being very in tune with his emotional side, aka nerdy but not really, more of just being a decent human being. I really like guys that are decent human beings and nerdy, what can I say? But as soon as his character in Monkey Man started, being like that, I was like, wait, because why? Why? Am I getting a little bit of a skip? Why is my heart skipping a little bit? Why am I twirling my hair? Why am I swaying my legs behind me? What is this feeling? Oh my god. But come to find out, gleefully, as I might add, the actor slash director for Monkey Man, Dev Patel, is the most nerdiest, dorkiest guy that ever exists. Next to my boyfriend. And I was like, wow. So I have a crush on you. That's cool. Anyways, at the end of the day though, you know who the nerdy slash dorky guy that I will forever have a crush on? My boyfriend, of course, because he is the light of my life. I love my boyfriend. And of course he dominates the competition. Who gives a fuck about Christmas? Who gives a fuck about Christmas? As Ivanka Trump has famously said. I don't give a fuck about Christmas. I give a fuck about my boyfriend who just told me he woke up from a food coma. Speaking of which, I'm going to be asking him about that right now because this episode is ending right here. So, keep in mind what I've been telling you. Or one of those things I told you at least. I'm going to be uploading on Fridays. Fridays, 7 p.m. Hopefully 7 p.m. Gonna try my best to stick with that schedule. And, gonna be introducing this segment of stories I'm taking to the grave where you guys submit embarrassing stories. And I'm gonna also be introducing the segment of you guys asking me questions about myself so I can answer it. So, feel free to leave those comments about all that fun stuff down below, and I'll get to that in episode 3 next Friday, 7 p.m. Don't forget, don't be late. Be there or be square. And you don't want to be square. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening. Bye!